hablas español? Parlez-vous français? 你会说中文吗? If you answered sí, oui, or 会, and you're watching this in English, chances are you belong to the world's bilingual and multilingual majority. And besides having an easier time traveling or watching movies without subtitles, knowing 2 or more languages means that your brain may actually look and work differently than those of your monolingual friends.
Do you know more than one language? If you don't, would you like to learn another one? The purpose of this speech is to encourage you to learn a new language. I'll be providing information from US News, Fluent U, and New York Times. I'll be explaining why you should learn another language because of the workforce opportunities, the improved cognitive abilities, and for the fun benefits that it may bring. So I'd first like to discuss the workforce opportunities. When looking for a job, companies and managers will always view knowing a second language as a valuable asset. That means potential employees are likely to hire people that know multiple languages versus people that only know one. In fact, some companies will pay their multilingual people 10 to 15% more just because they're fluent in a second language and that they know that it is important in the workforce. US News claimed in one article that knowing a second language is a tip for the competitive in a global job market. So with a higher demand for bilingual people, you will be one step ahead of the competition if you do know more than one language. Now, I'd next like to discuss the cognitive abilities that can be achieved from knowing a second language. For the cognitive abilities, Fluent U claims that learning another language has been found to boost creativity, it can improve people's memory, it can help with problem-solving abilities, and even help people with their attention spans. And it is very good for multitasking abilities as well. We didn't get to watch the whole TED Talk, but it also mentions that learning a second language can sharpen the mind and even improve your first language. Now, lastly, I'd like to bring up the fun benefits of learning a second language. Learning a second language should be fun. There are over 6,000 languages in the world. You should not be content with knowing just one. Once you learn a new language, you are able to communicate with so many more people you otherwise would not be able to. This makes traveling especially fun and definitely easier because you can speak and connect with the people that live there. For example, in my personal life, I brushed up on my Spanish before I went to Mexico on a cruise. Through that learning of the second language, I was able to connect with people there. I was able to make friends on the boat. It was just a wonderful experience just from learning a second language. Another example is I went to Puerto Rico to visit family, and speaking to those family members that I never get to see in Spanish was just such a wonderful experience. I was able to connect with them and just be with them in speaking that second language. Another example is I am currently learning Korean. In this, I am now listening to Korean music, and I even have a few Korean friends. Whenever you learn a second language, you're not just learning the grammar and the syntax, you are learning people's culture. One of my dreams is to study abroad in Korea. This way I can be fully immersed into the culture and to the people. And if I know Korean, then that is one way that I will do it. Whenever you learn a second language, you're not only learning the language, like I said, you are learning about the culture, the music, the TV shows, and the movies. In conclusion, you should definitely learn a second language because of the workforce opportunities, improved cognitive abilities, and for all of those fun benefits as well. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow." Thank you.